Hello and welcome back to another episode of Back to Roots. Today we will be looking at bringing the outdoors in. In the studio we have Alice from Botanic who's going to show us how to make some lovely kokedamas. So Alice, what exactly is a kokedama?
So a kokedama, koka means moss, dama means ball, and it's a Japanese method of binding the roots of a plant, wrapping them in moss, which means you don't need a traditional pot.
Oh, perfect. Well, we've got the stuff in front of us.
How
about we have a go?
Absolutely. So today we've got a little fern.
Okay.
Fern's a really good partnership with moss. You often find them growing together in nature. And then we've also got our mix, which is half compost and half kokedama.
Right, okay. So why have we got stones and soil then?
So the kokedama stones are sort of granular clay stones that you often find when you put bonsais together. It helps to let water run off from the roots of the plant, but it also helps to keep the shape.
Oh, okay, perfect. So we've got our fern.
Absolutely.
Now, do we have to do anything with this before we put it into the soil mixture here?
So prior to starting, I just sort of woke the roots up by knocking the excess compost away from them, and this prepares them for their new home.
Oh, like an early morning alarm call then.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
That. So then what we need to do next is add a bit of water to the bowl.
Okay.
So we're going to do a bit of a slosh in there. And now is the time to get your hands dirty.
Oh yes.
Making mud pies.
Perfect. So
just mix the load together. You don't need to gather together all of the soil. Basically what we're looking to do, add some more if you need to.
There we go.
And you're looking to make the equivalent of like a mud snowball. Really.
Okay.
So you're using the mixture of the kokedama and the soil
to get a nice...
firming them together with the water. It'll be a bit squishy.
Perfect.
How's that feeling? And then what we need to do is pack that around the root ball of our fern.
Okay.
So you need to just basically pack it around, add some more, pack it around. You don't need to be too careful at this point really. You're just basically building up an extra layer of soil.
Okay, perfect. So we've got this other moss ball here then.
Yeah.
So what do we do with this thing now? We've got this nice packed
you've got a nice handful. Absolutely. So we're going to put it into the basin of moss.
Okay.
So I prepared this earlier with a little bit of twine and we've got some nice flat moss. You need to just sit your plant within that bowl and push it down. I've put them into the bowls because that should make it a little bit easier for us to bind them together.
That's perfect.
And if you find two ends of the twine, there are 4 pieces together, and then what you need to do is just pull them together and make a knot. Don't worry too much at this point about there being gaps in the moss because we can patch those up.
Okay, so why are we using moss to bind them all together?
So moss is a very traditional Japanese method. It means that the plant and the moss can grow together. The moss also allows water through. When you want to water your kokedama, you can just immerse the whole ball into a basin of water. Right,
so let's just take this out and have a look at what we've got.
So if you make sure you've got your knots tied,
yep.
Pull it out of the bowl, and then at this stage you would then handle it until you get a beautiful ball shape. So squish the moss around, make sure that it's covering the neck of your plant.
Okay, that's perfect. Well, I'm afraid in the interest of time, I'm going to have to show you one that we did earlier, which is much better than mine will ever be. And there we go. So thank you very much, Alice.
You're very welcome.
Now, if you're tired of buying those cheap flowers from your local supermarket and want to try flower arranging for yourself, then Ben's here to tell you where you can start.
Hi there. First of all, what you need to do is pick some foliage that you really like, as this will be the foundation of your arrangement. I picked out some Solidago. This is where colour theory can really help you out and guide the direction on your arrangement. In this greenery there are definite yellow tints, so I paired it with some yellow chrysanthemum. When looking at colour, you can have multiple types of arrangements, but an easy one to start with is split complementary colour scheme. We can see my foliage has some yellow tones in there, so I'm going to match it with some yellow chrysanthemum. I can look at the complementary colour on the colour wheel, which is violet, and look at its intermediate hues, which is red-violet and blue-violet. So I picked out some red-violet and blue-violet flowers. It's safer to use a split complementary colour scheme because when pairing flowers by complementary colours alone, it can be hard to get an exact match, but at least with this colour scheme, you're giving yourself a bracket of colour to work with. Before arranging, make sure to put on some gloves and dethorn any flowers that may prick you. Start by comparing the height of your flowers to the height of your vase and cut them to an appropriate size. Even if they are the right size, just give the bottom of the flower an angled cut to help it drink. Now, add your foliage and remember not to send the stems all the way to the bottom centre of the vase, or this will make your arrangement look stiff and unnatural. Aim for your stems to hit halfway down the vase. Judge the weight of foliage on either side and add or take away accordingly. At the end, you want your arrangement to look evenly balanced. Try and add as many different textures as you can to make the piece visually pleasing. For example, my red-violet gerberas and my red-violet carnations both have rounded petals and fluffy jagged petals. My greenery both has spherical shapes and pointed shapes, just to make the piece look more visually interesting. Any dead space you come to at the end should be filled with flowers or more foliage. And my biggest tip is to keep rotating your arrangement. The more different perspectives you can have on your arrangement, the better. Don't create an arrangement that's only beautiful from one side. Remember, this is all just information to start you off. It's important to be creative, experiment, and have fun. Happy arranging, everybody.
Thanks, Ben. Lovely stuff. Well, we have seen some delightful kokedamas and stunning flowers, but who should we really be thanking for all this natural beauty is the bees. I have with me today Bruno from the York and District Beekeepers Association. Hiya, Bruno.
Hi.
So tell me, what does the YDBKA do?
We have three main purposes. First, inform the public about bees and pollinators. The second purpose is to train beekeepers, people that want to become beekeepers. And the third purpose is to support and share knowledge with existing beekeepers.
Oh, perfect. And what are the issues facing bees at the moment?
Mainly not only honeybees, but all pollinators. The biggest problem is loss of habitat with agriculture and human interference, basically.
And what can we do to help the bees?
Plant bee-friendly plants. Don't keep a tidy garden. Grass is not really good for bees or any other pollinators. So have flowers, have plants that will provide pollen and nectar for pollinators, and avoid pesticides. These are the best things to do.
Well, thank you very much, Bruno. That's all we have time for today, but please join us next time on Back to Roots for some more floral fun. Goodbye.